Finally, The Rock has come back to WWE Raw, and so has the ratings. Dwayne Johnson, he gave Jinder Mahal his 15 minutes of fame, and then he gave the ratings 15 minutes of fame, because The Rock's quarter was the highest rated quarter of Monday Night Raw, and then the very next quarter without The Rock was the lowest. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. Monday Night Raw went from hero to zero. The Rock came out, everything was good again in wrestling. He laid the smackdown on Jinder Mahal. People were tuning in to see The Rock. Rocky, Rocky, Rocky. The crowd were chanting, the fans at home were chanting. The Rock was doing his stuff. People elbow laying the smackdown candy ass, challenging Roman Reigns. And then just when you thought this is good, The Rock leaves and Shayna Baszler comes out for a tag team match, and 600,000 people thought, fuck this, I would rather go and take a shite. And we've seen the Raw quarter ratings drop from a quarterly high of 2.15 million down to the lowest quarter of Raw, which was Shayna Baszler's quarter, which was only 1.57 million. So yeah, not good for Shayna Baszler, not good for WWE, and this just goes to show that the roster sucks. Newsflash, we're not all equal. We don't all deserve spotlight. We don't all deserve television time. We don't all deserve to be champions and to get spots at WrestleMania. You've got The Rock, who's one of the greatest of all time, and then he leaves. You bring out Shayna Baszler, and you expect the audience to stick around. You expect the audience to be invested in Shayna Baszler the same way as they are The Rock. It's not going to fucking happen, and I get it, The Rock's like a once-in-a-lifetime kind of guy. I'm not saying that you can whip out one Rock after another, after another, after another, but 600,000 fans tuned out after The Rock, and this is considering that only 2.15 million people were watching in the first place. It's not like a massive number where maybe 600k tuning out isn't that big. 600k is more than a third of the audience. Like, more than 33% of people thought, fuck this, I ain't watching Shayna Baszler. I mean, how does that even happen?
I don't know, but that's the difference for me between these eras, because seeing the Attitude Era, if you lost 600,000, yeah, it's a decent amount, but you've still like 10 million in
But look at when Raw was doing 8 million viewers on a Monday night. This is the equivalent of losing like a third of that, so you're losing 2.7 million. See if somebody lost 2.7 million, McMahon would have fucking fired them on the spot.
No, he would have.
To lose a third of your audience, just because she walked out. I mean, she literally... People heard Shayna Baszler's music. The Ugly Mutant came out and they were like, fuck this, I'm away.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to blame the music. I'm going to blame the fact she looks like a dog.
Well, I'm blaming the music because as soon as it played, you knew it was her.
Well, I wouldn't have.
Although, to be fair...
What's her music? Ugly bastard, ugly bastard, ugly bastard.
Although, I'm going to be honest, right, I think anyone in that match could have walked out and it would have had the same effect. It's not because Shayna Baszler walked... See if Zoe Stark walked out first, it's not like they would only have lost 50,000. Alright? I mean, we could have lost...
Yeah, it's two ugly bastards.
It could have been anyone out of that tag team match, but my point is, like...
Roman Reigns could have walked out the store and lost 600,000.
Like, WWE need to do better, right? You can't be losing a third of your audience just because The Rock left. I mean, come on. Come on!
It's awful placement.
Wait, but a third of the people, like, changed the channel. See out the other 66%, how many of them just left the room or something like that? Or like, fuck this, or went to bed and left the TV on? I mean, come on, this is embarrassing, guys. Absolutely embarrassing. What the hell happened here? So, The Rock's surprise appearance on Raw between 10 and 10:15 with Jinder Mahal averaged 2.15 million viewers.
How do you know it wasn't Jinder bringing in these?
It could have been
the Indian persuasion
with a 1.4 million in the demo, and that was by far the highest on the show. And then obviously after that, they had a 0.57 in the demo, so almost half.
Wrestling's dead though.
So almost half. I mean, a third of the total audience tuned out, but in terms of the key demo, the 18 to 49, almost half the people in that age range tuned out when The Rock left and Shayna Baszler came on the TV screen.
Look at Punk though, look at the ratings he brought in. See if you combine Rock and Punk and other people that they do have on Raw, I think, that can, like, maintain a bit of the rating, you'd get a decent rating. Like, you see, if Punk came out after The Rock, they would not have lost 600,000. People would have tuned out, yes, but hell, maybe people would have tuned in.
Well, speaking of Punk, this was the highest Raw since the post-Survivor Series episode where Punk made his return to Monday Night Raw. So The Rock, he wasn't, let's be real though, The Rock wasn't advertised, even though some people knew he was going to be there, he wasn't advertised, and I'm sure him being there, that quarter, that definitely helps things. But had The Rock been advertised, I'm pretty sure they would have done an even better number. But it just goes to show that there isn't any draws in wrestling, because since CM Punk came back and then he's not really been on Raw, and then it takes The Rock to come back to get the rating back to that sort of level. It shouldn't be the case. WWE shouldn't need to whip out someone like CM Punk or The Rock every couple of months just to get near over 2 million in a quarter. Like,
no, they shouldn't. But
we're not even talking 2 million overall. We're talking over 2 million for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We can't even do 2 million for the 3 hours.
Scary times for wrestling, but I think with The Rock in an actual meaningful feud for the belt going into Mania, that will be on SmackDown. That's when you'll see the ratings go up. Like, actual advertisement, actual feud, head of the table with Reigns. I think SmackDown's ratings could go really good.
They could. Now, the main event...
2-hour show, by the way.
Final quarter, Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre drew 1.8 million viewers with a 0.61 in the demo. So, an improvement on the Shayna Baszler ship, but still... not as good as The Rock.
Still doing 415 at 350.
And this was a world title match.
Yep.
This is the main event. World Championship on the line. Seth Rollins is supposed to be the man in WWE. He's Seth freaking Rollins, and he got dwarfed by The Rock.
It's predictable. You knew Seth Rollins wasn't going to lose this match. And hell, if he was a draw, it wouldn't matter if you knew he wasn't going to lose it or not. You'd still fucking watch it, wouldn't you? Like, if this is The Rock against Drew McIntyre, you know he's going to win, but you'd still watch it. It's Seth Rollins with his big flamingo boots coming out. He's a job.
Oh. Anyway, that's it, guys. Shayna Baszler sucked. Shayna Baszler tanked the ratings. The Rock came back. He helped. But again, this is WWE. I know their logic. They're thinking, right, day one, we can get The Rock on day one. Therefore, we don't need CM Punk. We can save CM Punk for next week's Raw, and we can try and balance it out. So we'll have The Rock 1 week, CM Punk the next week. Let's try and get 2 decent quarters over the course of 2 weeks. Why not just fucking go all out? Why not have CM Punk and The Rock on the same show? Why not intertwine them throughout the show? Have The Rock in a segment, have CM Punk in a segment, have CM Punk and The Rock in a segment together. You could do that. But they didn't do that.
No, they didn't do it. And I just think, you look at wrestling 10 years ago when The Rock came back, the ratings were good compared to now. Obviously at the time they weren't, but look at them. McMahon goes under a freeze greeting. Now they're fucking...
McMahon gets above 1.5, he's celebrating.
Celebrate.
Anyway, guys, there you go. There's the rating. The Rock can bring in numbers. Tell us something we don't know. Shayna Baszler is not a draw. Again, tell us something we don't know. I will say it time and time again. The WWE roster, you could literally cut half of it, and you'd actually be improving. You'd be improving the shows, because the half that you have, if you keep the right half, that's the half that's actually going to bring in more viewers. People would rather see... Like, let's say for CM Punk, for example, people would rather... But even if we don't say CM Punk, let's say Seth Rollins, right? We've bashed him, we've buried him a little bit. But let's say Seth Rollins. People would rather see Seth Rollins on Raw 3 or 4 times, even if that means at the expense of not seeing Shayna Baszler, or not seeing a Zoe Stark, or not seeing someone in the men's division who's garbage. That's what you need to be doing. Like, you need to be getting the top guys, and you need to be having them several times throughout the show. That's how you put the rating up.
Yeah, the problem is, though, I mean, we've always said you could release half of them, and nothing would change. I think it would change for the better, because you'd be giving the better people more time. Like, you look at Punk, Rollins, McIntyre, it is more or less one and dones with them. Yeah, alright, Punk referenced Kofi Kingston's Jamaican accent backstage, but see, for the most part, it's one and dones. Same with Brock. We've always complained about how he just came out and that was it. Him done. Kicked off the show. Drives off in his pickup truck. That's him done.
Even if he doesn't want to stay there, can he not come in, fucking tape something and show it later on that night?
Yeah.
See if Brock Lesnar's there. Can we not use him twice instead of once? No, because we'd rather have Brock Lesnar, but then instead of using Brock Lesnar, give us Ridge Holland or something.
Like, could The Rock... See, could The Rock have not, like, went backstage, and then we come back for commercial, Jey Uso's warming up, and he runs into The Rock?
Aye, maybe they're talking, hey man,
You're brown, I'm brown, buddy.
you don't want to go after Roman, the bloodline's too strong on SmackDown. You know?
Even a funny scene where The Rock calls him Jimmy.
Aye.
Something like that.
But my name's Jay.
It doesn't matter what you're... I mean,
Anyway.
that'd be good.
Doesn't matter what the ratings are, because Shayna Baszler's on the show.
The Rock probably thought Jinder Mahal was one of these.
Nobody's fucking watching it, guys. Till next time. Punjabi.